All right, Bear Witness. Let's do a run with Bear. Because Venom Bear was one of my favorite builds in 2. I think we can mess around there. Have a Tonberry slowly move towards you that has an insta-kill. That's death. Like, there's Reapers in this game that could do 200 untouched damage to you. Alright, Giant Bear has 3 charges and cost 3. If you have multiple upgrades that would replace your bear, you attempt to expend multiple charges to summon multiple bears instead of one. If not enough charges remain, a random valid bear is chosen. Interesting. I haven't looked at bear yet. Yeah, I want to do an ice run soon. Like, there's that refraction spell. Looks really fun. Armored polar bear. I want Venom Bear. And I guess I want Armored Polar Bear? And we just want to get as many charges as possible, huh? Armor of Nanook! Might as well, right? Get more bears. A friendly enemy that deals damage to the wizard when it's damaged. Instant escort mission. Ooh. You could have, it could be like a voodoo doll. Like an enemy could generate a voodoo doll. Like, have a couple of conditions in there for, like, it has a turn where it has to make it, and a turn where it has to attach it to you, and then a turn to activate it, and then once it's on the board and going, like, it's another source of damage for you. That could be fun. Ah, it was the Chris special, the Shake the Box starter. All the spell points I needed were next to me. Everyone, Blood Golem? I'm glad Blood Golem's been removed from the game. Yeah, you can bring Blood Golem back as a enemy, but it's like on your team. Sky Bear with a jetpack and a Vibro Kopesh. I wonder if Caves of Cut has anything good we can mine in there. There's a lot of like fun effects in Caves of Cut. Let's go back to Noida just for a second. We have the Swapper Mage I like. Oh god. You know what you could do, Opportunity, for like late game shenanigans? Transmutation. Like, the most horrifying enemies in Noida are the enemies that turn you into a random minion. You lose your stats, you lose your health, and you just become a base version of, like, one of those enemies. Like, that for, like, 3 turns would be terrifying. Enjoy your dinner! A door enemy? As an homage? Alright, number of Dream Krungle. You go into a new run of Rift Wizard, a randomly generated run of Rift Wizard 3. And you have to survive the floor, and if you don't, you die. Yes! Krath is right. Dream Krungle. Add Dream Krungle to the game. I would absolutely love that. Yeah, it puts you in a copy of Rift Wizard 1 or 2. I want to see alternate paths. So, Gomper, they have added those to the game. They're just exceedingly rare. So far, I've only beaten one of the alternate paths, and I've died on all the other ones every time I found them. They're very hard. But the alternate paths are called vaults, and they have rewards you can only get in them. And you do the hunter items. Like the sigils? A sigil actually makes a lot of sense for this. We're doing nature. I want to make sure I don't run out of bear casts. So if we do this and we take blood bear, we're all set. I would love to get an item that makes them more likely to proc. Yeah, they can show up very early. Like I had the spider one on floor 4, and like I was not ready for that. Yeah, the vaults are a great addition, and I want to see more of them. And I do believe Opportunity said they are actively looking for more vault ideas. So if you have ideas for vaults, let them know in the Discord. So, ice and metal tags, blood tag. Now, if we take the blood tag, we can make this very viable for us. We would have unlimited bear casts, which would be good. Because number of summons doesn't matter on this one. If you have multiple upgrades that would replace your bear, you attempt to expend multiple charges to summon multiple bears instead of one. So we just want charges. As many charges as possible. That's the goal. And as much as I want to do armored polar bears, I think blood bears makes a lot of sense. Just so we could do that. But maybe we'll get lucky. Yeah, they're all just hunter. Horn of the Wild Hunt obviously would be very strong. And we just want charges. Charges for nature. 50% charges is not a lot. What is a conjuration? Really? Nothing adds more charges in the conjuration department? That's outrageous! We're gonna add blood. Blood staff gives us just one more charge. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! What's that, Kool-Aid guy? Just nature stuff gives charge. Were you oh-yang in a agreement with me? You're so excited about it. We're gonna add the blood tag, and we're gonna add poison doesn't add a tag. Man, maybe we do want to go polar bear because adding metallic means we can get this on here. Bears! Bear witness! Yeah, like we could do magnet bears. We just did this. I realize, but it's not quite as broken as Control Glaive, but like this gets us the most charges. Yeah, and there's a thing that summons the armored polar bears. That's kind of funny. I'm moving a nook. I mean, we might as well get 2 of them. That does have a number of summons tags, so we could mess with that. This maybe it's a Nanook run. We're just doing a Nanook run. If it has the holy tag. Yeah, I guess we're going for armored polar bears. Just getting that metal tag on there means we can get a lot more charges, so that means more bears. I wanted to do venom bears because the venom bears, when a unit takes poison damage, heal for that much damage. their attacks apply poison. We could basically make a looping system of healing and bears that would make them unkillable. Is there a metallic quick cast item? I want to say yes. Metallic quick cast. No, it's line of sight on Neanderthal's tooth. Oh, this is another reason to do the blood bears. Yeah, pulse accelerator. I feel like we're pretty much locked in. Like, I want to do poison bears, but maybe that's a separate run. Maybe we do that as a separate run. Blaze blood? Don't even need the other spell. Like, we could just upgrade them to be blood bears. I already want to do that because the Mortal Hunter sigils mean we'll always have charges. Alright, that's an idea I dig. I'm gonna start here, even though it's a dangerous spot. Just because I want to be surrounded by this AoE damage. Problem is that blood bears are not living. Is that true? Nature demon blood. Interesting. Blood bear deaths do not power the sigil. Oh, no, no. Don't worry about them. For every living unit killed, one of your blood spells regains a charge. At the end of each level, a rift containing living enemies is created. We don't need them to die. We just need enemies to die. That's how the sigils really work for you. So as long as the spell has the blood tag, we will get charges of it back. Because if we have two different types of bears, each cast is going to use 2 charges. Ionize make them metallic. Yeah. Ionize. Ionize. Maybe? I think. Yeah, ionize does. I was like, ionize? Ionize. Ionize? Ionize! Ionize. Ionize will give them the metal tag, yes. But it's okay if just the blood bears are not living, because our polar bears will be. These guys will have the metallic tag and the living tag. We just want the blood bear for the blood tag. Honestly, if we could find a spellgraph shrine, just luckily before then, we'll just do that. I want E's and N's for the most part right now. Shrine of Knowledge. I mean, do we want to see what Shrine of Knowledge gives us? We're early in. We're not, like, fully committed to the bear. This could give us a very funny run. It's going to be a Dark Holy Metallic spell with 2 upgrades. Or at the very least, it's going to try to be Dark Holy Metallic. Doesn't need to have all 3 of those tags. I'm kind of curious. I want to see what happens. Furnace of Sorcery with Arcane Eyebolts and Flames of Sorcery upgrade. Cast your Flame Burst on a 5-turn cooldown. And the Hounds cast your Magic Missile on a 4-turn cooldown. All right, I know we have the bear. I know we were saying we're gonna do that, but why don't we'll do the bear run after this one? All right, after the furnace sorcery run, we'll do the bear run. But like, this is such a like, ooh, that's a lot of good spicy stuff right there. These are gonna be machine gun dogs. And the terrifying furnace explosion of flames of sorcery. We're gonna want to get that going. Furnace hounds are sort of like discount magic bears. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna want magic missile. I'm afraid of the AoE that's going to go off, though. It's going to cast my flame burst. Yeah, we want the holy upgrade real soon. Really soon. Alright, if I want to see you, and I don't want to be blown up by you... There, no, don't go there! Stop placing me, dog! How many turns? 3. He's gonna do step, step. How many turns? 3. 2. Whew, alright. Alright. I mean, I think my dog has it covered down there. Yeah. Spicy. That was a spicy one. Luminous threads. Yes. I mean, this whole list, we could just throw it away at this point. Some spicy hot dogs. Yeah, we want luminous threads. This is another, like, what the hell? What the hell floor? Dark Mastery. Chance to summon green slimes. You almost clipped you on the way out, yeah. I haven't had it happen in 3, but in 2, I've lost runs after I finished the floor before. That has, in fact, happened to me. We need 8 spell points? 8 spell points. We'll have 7 by the end of this floor. I would like to make Furnace of Sorcery not, you know, terrifying. So we want to get that online soon. I mean, we're doing a sorcery run, right? We want sorcery stuff. Let's worry about this one first. Well, we want that one later. We're gonna want Disintegrator. Oh my god. I mean, do we want to be disgusting? I would like to be disgusting, please. And then we're gonna want to do something like Source Winter. I mean, actually, we're doing sorcery damage, but like, we're gonna have a lot of arcane damage. But we just did Star Blesser. We could pivot a little bit. Don't want to have too much of the same thing going on. What other sorcery spells would be good? We have two that we're gonna focus on. Magic Missile, because the dogs shoot the magic missiles, and that'll feed itself. And then, of course, our explosions. Combustion Dust, you don't have to try very hard to convince me to do Arcane Combustion. Right. The overlay doesn't work. I could see Steam is blinking at me, and I just want to see why it's blinking at me. I have a message from Enon. Vincent Price. Cooking price-wise. Thank you. Thank you, Enon. I was like, why is Steam blinking at me? Yeah, Echo Staff is really good. I think these are the first three things I want. If we can get, is it Sinich? I don't know. I don't know the Warhammer worlds, but this is one of the Chaos God things. We definitely want to get the Codex of Chaotic Evolution online. That is good stuff. Good stuff. Luminous Threads means we could also get, thanks to our planned holy explosion spell, that'll be a nice 8 shield at the start of every level. So Luminous Threads are pretty choice for us. It's about to blow! Alright, that's a little too spicy for me. You didn't get a dog out of that? 58. Yeah, Violent Warp is one of my favorites, and that's probably gonna happen. I'm a little distressed by my current positioning, though. 75 health. Of course, you're immune, but the other people around me are not. Getting a little scary, a little scary. I may have greeted it too close to the sun right now. Concentrate hard enough, my professor's head will explode. Named after the first apprentice who actually worked for him. Alright. You can hurt me. You can hurt me. You're on cooldown, so 5 damage. You no longer have shields, so I can kill you in 1 cast. And that's it for people that can reach me at this particular moment. So now, how many turns? 3 turns. Still on cooldown for Eye of Fire. Do, 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 do. TH. Sorry, all of my letters. More interest in staying alive. Okay. I have the one more flame burst. Okay. We're all right. Truly greed is good. Whew. All right. 2 more spell points, baby. And then we don't have to worry about blowing ourselves up. Oh, thank you, thank you. And if I can get a lot of letter S's, I'll be quite happy. Sneechy shit, huh? Yeah. That's the Chaos God of Change. Yeah. This one... The letters are sorted, but if you rearrange them, you get Sneech. There's... Each of them are in here? I know Nurgle is in here as a fun one. And you are... Wait. Do I have to drop the N? Craft equipment. I know it's Nurgle. It's called the Cyst. Yeah, N-U-R. There's no G, so you have to imagine the G, but there's Nurgles. What did I do wrong with my tags? N-U. N-U. It has both. Oh, it doesn't have the tags in it. That's right. That's right. My brain shut off. Papa Nurgle? Yeah. Each turn, unpoisoned units within 7 tiles are poisoned. Yeah, it's for the tags they have, not what you need. Not the components. My brain didn't remember that. So there's Nurgles. We already have Sneeches there. Try to remember the other dude. And then the sexy lady? What's the sexy lady? Slaanesh. Trying to remember what Slaanesh's was. Oh yeah, I remember. No, it's not this. Slaanesh is not a lady and far from sexy. Slaanesh could be both or neither. And it depends on what you find sexy. Anyone remember what Slaanesh's one was? We've done it before. Orrery of the Unnamed One. Benorty. Just look for an anagram of Corn and Slaanesh as we scroll about. I guess we could just throw Chaos on there and that'll probably help us with at least one of them. Oh yeah, Prism of Shattered Sensations is Slaanesh. We've done this one. But what if it doesn't have the Chaos tag? Would have to be K H O R N. Like they would all be in there. Blood for the blood god. Orb of infinite slaughter. There we go. There's corns. Units explode on death, dealing damage to adjacent units. We figured it out. We got them all. Those are the 4. I wonder if there will be an achievement for having all 4 of those. That would be a lot of tags to pull off, though. Alright, if we can find a floor with preferable tags, but more importantly, just 2 spell points right near each other, that would be sweet. That right there is 2 spell points right next to each other. And honestly, I would love to get it online right away. That said, it's giving us no tags. This gives us an S. And it's not that bad. And this gets us nothing, but it's even better for just grabbing the tags right away. Well, I do need another E, so at the very least, that's a little bit of progress on Codex. Are you on a different build than the regular demo? I am playing, technically, the release build. I was playing a playtest build, but I've been swapped over to the proper build, which is why I've already started my progress on 100%ing the achievements. For those curious, let me tell you, I have already grabbed achievement-wise. We have gotten beat the game in under 1,000 turns, beat the game in under 500 turns, beat the game under 250 turns. Oh, the word spells are in the demo. You have to craft them, they're equipment. They're forbidden spells. So I've done all of the efficiency runs. I've done deal 150,000 damage in 1 turn, kill an entire floor on turn 1, and of course beat the game. Sorry, under 200 turns, under 200 turns. I'm gonna try and do a sub 100 turn run though. You see, Ash, you said it, like, that's the hard one. The hard one for me, this game has an achievement / challenge run built into it called Chronomancy, when you have to beat this game in under 10 minutes. Real world time, 10 minutes. And the clock is ticking anytime animations aren't playing. So if you're looking at a portal, time is ticking. Are you looking at the spellbook? Time is ticking. Looking at equipment? Time is ticking. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I am notoriously slow. Bright Flame. And now that I have a holy spell, you do runs that take 2 hours. Yep. Like, I have a couple of runs that are like an hour long because we really focused and we're going quick, but I like chatting. We also talk about theory crafting. We go into like the mechanics of the game. We'll talk about we spent an hour, not an hour, we spent ages earlier just talking about like what are fun enemies we should add to the game and stuff like that. You need to have a set build with a consistent start, and you can't have your usual fun pivoting. You're doing that thing and just the thing. Like, I think for me, I'm gonna have to have a post-it note next to me that literally has like the name of the equipment and the name of the spells and like no thinking, right? Like you just start and you start grabbing the tags you need and crafting them as you go. Like I'm gonna need to like have meat space stuff to help me out. We talk about candy, we talk about food, we talk about books, movies, everything. might bring this online right now, just so we have shields right away. Welcome back, skeleton. Eight shields, baby. I'd love to hit more than just you with this, so let's just giant bear you. Alright, upgrading our magic missile is obviously the next most important thing for us to do. The runs, they go well. Oh god. Well, this thing can't reach us, but we're also at a bit of a spell-based impasse here. Damn it. If I go here, yeah, that's what I thought. Like, taking a step forward. Drain all charges from a spell. No, no. Me oh my, that would be bad. We have one magic missile left. We kind of need something else to happen here. You can drain them from back here just fine. I have one spell point. I don't think the slimes can win this fight, but it'll help. Hold on. Yeah, there's some really good fan art out there. Yeah, I think this is how we're gonna do the sub 10 minutes run. This seems like a fast build, right? The slimes can't kill spawners, but what we could do is just kind of let them clear out the space for us. Because if I can get that item right there, that could finish the level for us. I need to offer myself as a bit of a sacrifice here. Geists are how we're gonna do this. Damn it! Oh, what a bummer. There was nowhere for it to spawn. Whatever, it's one spell point, as long as it's a sorcery, right? Maybe Blood Bullet. That way we never have to worry about running out of casts. I thought it was a gunner for sure. Whoa, 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 whoa. Love when they walk through a thing. Alright, back to our search for all the letters. I need an N. Do I need an I? I don't. I do want S's. I need more E's. Nice to just get some T's out of the way. No Y's needed. There it is. I might just ditch the Blood Bullet to get some tags. All right, furnace. Yeah, bear too. We could ditch bear. Not the bear! Don't worry, we're gonna do a proper bear run after this run. We kind of pivoted in such a way where we ended up doing this because of the shrine we found. Do we ditch Blood Bullet? It is a sorcery. But I do want some of the tags. Live and drink, my friend. Yeah, it's never once been useful. Alright, alright. Praise. Point taken, point taken. The first word hint, of course, was, this is the name of an award given to cookbooks. Hint number 2, this is an anagram of a common food group. Blood Bullet could get you sorcery staff right now. That's true, though.
You all remember what to do whenever anyone says the secret word, right? Scream!
That's right! Scream real loud! We're in a much better place than we were earlier. I still fear running out of casts, but in 2 more spell points, our magic missile will be very good, very strong. If we can get an E and an N, an E and an N, like right now, then the whole run is just on lock. There's a lot of E's and N's in this game. Potential dumb question: in Rift Wizard 2 and or 3, is it possible to only specialize in one school of magic? It is very possible, and more than that, both Rift Wizard 2 and 3 have a series of challenge runs called the Archmage Trials. And those have challenge runs built into them like Pyromancer, only fire spells, Electromancer, only lightning spells. So the game, not only is it possible, automatically gives you a challenge run where you could try and make it happen. I might re-roll, because if we can get an EN tag, which is a fairly common tag, we can get the Codex online right away. Didn't get it. That's okay. That's okay. Can still get something nice. Not to mention, Runic Fetish is shared pain and line of sight. Not a lot of people to take advantage of there, but we don't have to grab it right away. That's pretty good. Stunned? Come on, dog. Should just look at the timer. I would have noticed I didn't have to. All right, dogs. Ricochet, baby. Now the dogs are shooting ricochet magic missiles. Dogs, get him! Itty bitty, what's going on? Alright, just the letter N, man. I will land directly on any letter N I see. I will 100% re-roll to try and land on the letter N. There's our N. Yeah, I want to magic wheel that shoots dogs. I'm your backing track. Cooking the food, chow chow, cooking the food, chow chow. I hope that helps. Mastiff missile. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that gets a clown horn too. That's very good. I like that. That's real good. One, I gave your food a buff. Good. We need a letter E. Letter E. There's our N. There's our Z. TT. And a C. Yeah, hold on. Let's start with the biggest ones we have to put in there first, right? Like, we need to put a C in there. That one has to go in. What a bummer. Woof. It does one letter in there. We only have one letter N. We need the E and the E. This hurts my soul. What a wasteful build. Carbide Chef. Whatever. What's important is that something got an upgrade just then. Shield Burn. Excellent. Oh, it is very much worth it. Every level, anything with the sorcery tag is going to get an upgrade, which is everything we have. So if we do find another amnesia shrine, that's just value for us. Hang on! I gotta do laps to make sure I don't die from poison. The dogs have this on lock. Rift Wizard 3 comes out next week plus a day, so Tuesday next week. Have a good night, skeleton. I hope things come together for you in a nice, not horrible way. But we'll catch you later. Lock in and get 517 Rebirth done. I don't think anyone was gonna be sad, but like, I'm not gonna stream that one. Like, I'm gonna finish that off stream. That game fills me with frustration. The open world part, like, I can't. It takes me ages to get through it. I know we started on stream, but like, I don't want to finish on stream. My favorite part of that game is the card game inside of it. Or whenever I'm not in the open world part. I do enjoy elements of it. The first one I liked. The second one, the open world, really dragged it down for me. Disinto. These are spells. These are spells. Nowhere near as grindy as the original open world. Original open worlds? Like the OG games open worlds? Oh, that's what you mean. Interesting. The thing is, like, once you get the airship, you just kind of never get into those random encounters anymore. How grinding were you talking? So, for me, the word grind means something a little differently. Like, grinding is, for me, if a game requires you to get into a million random battles in order to be appropriately leveled, that's grindy. Like, if you have to do laps because you're under-leveled, that's frustrating. And I never had that experience with the original Final Fantasy VII. It was annoying getting into random encounters all the time, but at no point was I like, damn, I'm under-leveled for this area. Like, it was a smooth arc for me. I never had that problem. The new game, you don't have to get into the random encounters. Like, you could see the enemies, avoid them. My problem is the new game, the open world is just empty and boring to me, and there's a million, like, items on the ground that you collect for crafting, and I don't like the crafting system in the game. And then the real nail in the coffin for me is sections of the original game I remember are taken and made so much longer. So much longer. Like, do you remember the cave after... Well, I guess you haven't played either. So in the original game, there's a boss encounter that you are actually supposed to avoid. Like, you go around the boss encounter. The game gives you a puzzle to figure out how to avoid the fight. And when you get around that fight, there is a cave. In the original game, that cave is 4 screens long. Like literal TV screens. Like, you go from the left side to the right side 4 times, and at the end, there's a little cutscene with a character and a little bit of fluff. And that's it. That's the cave. In the remake, that goddamn that cave is like 3 hours of game. Like, the party gets split, and you have to do a whole adventure with the party that fell down a hole and the party that didn't fall down a hole, with multiple boss fights. And it's just so unnecessarily long. You still have to run around on the ground and rub your face on all the corners. You have to level grind to beat the optional stuff. I guess that's true. If you want to do the optional fights in the original game, you do need to grind a bit, and obviously finding secrets. This is why I prefer Persona or Shin Megami Tensei. The re-release of Final Fantasy VII that you could play, like, the OG version that you can get on PC or on, like, PlayStation or Switch or whatever, has toggles, and you can, like, turn off random encounters and, like, makes it a lot more streamlined. I enjoy that version of the game most. I would advocate for that one. But what if they shot ricocheting combusting missiles? It'd be a fun upgrade to, like, make it so Magic Missile actually turned into the new missile enemy that becomes bombs on explosion. Anyway, that was a weird aside, but I just want to talk about it. I like open world games, but I often find them to be a detriment to the rest of the game design. Elden Ring won me over by, like, never, like, it doesn't matter that it's open world. I enjoyed it. It makes it less fun to replay. But Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, I loved. It was just the city segment with no open worlds, and as far as I can remember, no crafting. And then Remake Part 2 was just this huge open worlds. And, like, you wander around going to Ubisoft-style towers to, like, get the map icons to appear, and, like, I don't want to do that. I just want to see the story. I just want the story. Oh wait, I'm here because I want to put Disintegrator on my bar. All right. I got distracted. I'm back on. I'm back in. I'm locked in again. I want S's. I want to do Disintegrator next. Yeah, I think Elden Ring's open world is just like, it just feels like the open parts of Dark Souls for me, so it didn't bother me at all. Alright, this man does kind of necessitate we take Disruption Bolt right away. Crap, we can't take it. We have to hope we get lucky? Ooh, that's a little scary. And again, to be clear. Oh yeah, and the 3x speed and permanent limit breaks. I like the re-release of the original Final Fantasy VII a lot. To be clear, I'm not saying you're wrong, Cthulhu. Like, this is how I react to games. Like, if you love it, I'm glad you like it. Like, that's good. I want people to like the games they play. This is more of a, like, these are the reasons why I started that and I bounced off despite really liking the first version. It's the changes between Part 1 and Part 2 that bug me. And just like one more note on this before I move on. If it were Final Fantasy VII and then Final Fantasy VIII, like they're two different entries, having a dramatic shift, i.e. the open world, the crafting, like that's a pretty big departure from what the first chunk had. I would accept it more, but it's like Part 1 and Part 2 of the same story, and that's a little frustrating for me. Like, I don't need you to gussy it up. Just like give me the stuff I want. Again, all just me. This is my own hang up with that game, not anyone else's. All right, I'm not getting into the S's I want, and that's fine. I like it, but damn, the stealing magic. Like, I'm one of those folks that enjoys that if I play through Final Fantasy VII or Tactics or something, I like that, like, I'll go through once, then my second time through, I'm like, I need to get all these spells because this enemy has an item you can only get by stealing it, and has a 5% steal rate, so I'm gonna have to do steal 100 times. Like, that won't bother me, weirdly enough. I wanted to run around and rub face in corners. Hey, more power to you. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad you like it. This really all started because I was trying to get across, like, I know I started on stream. I just want people to know, like, I'm probably not going to finish that one on stream, and I apologize. Using your magic was a big bad. Yeah, 8 is one of those games I kind of want to go back to because I didn't like 8 a lot as a kid, but I love 9. 9 was like my favorite. Which is weird because I know other people didn't like 9 very much. Final Fantasy always has good music. You can always count on that. You loved 8 as a kid? Oh yeah, Death Stranding 2 I actively enjoy. I'm 100% going to finish that on stream. I'm just easily distracted. Like, well, we'll finish Death Stranding 2 on stream. Don't you worry. I'll try and make that happen more, more soon. What spell got upgraded? It was Blood Bullet. Doo-doo-boo-doo-boo. The remake are linear. Kind of. Like, my issue with the open world part is, like, I'll wander around and when I get there, I'm just sad. Like, I spent, like, off stream, I was like, alright, I'm gonna do one of these side quests. And, like, it took a while to walk to where I was going, and I got there, and I was like, this was not worth the time it took me to walk here. But, like, Final Fantasy VII is such a big part of my childhood and, like, video game playing identity. I'm going to want to try to finish all of the remake. Which means I need to finish this part before the next part comes out. It's a lot of Mantis Queens. Alright, there's still one more Slaz. Go get him, dogs. Get him. Alright, at this point, we're just gonna, you know, let the dogs do it. What the dog doing? Go work, boys. One day you should try Final Fantasy 16 for one thing, the cinematics. Final Fantasy 16. Oh. What that dog doing? Final Fantasy 16 really forgot a core concept of the Final Fantasy ethos, which is whimsy. Like, Final Fantasy VII is telling a relatively dark story throughout, but it has whimsy. Like, there are fun moments. There's funny jokes and interactions between the characters, and it's like, aw. Dark moment, levity. Serious moment, dark moment, levity. And Final Fantasy 16 is like, I watched all of Game of Thrones in one weekend, and we're gonna just be sad the whole way through. It's dire, dire, dire. Like, I did all the side quests for the first half, and it's just like, in this side quest, a child was fed to wolves. And it's like, where's the levity? Like, any amount of just, like, fun to counterbalance the darkness of it all. We already talked about that, Panda. Keep up. That's why we fight Necron in the end. Yeah. Do a little whatever, and this will win the game for you. Yeah. See, we got this spell at random, and we pivoted the run to be about it. After this, we're gonna go back to what we were doing, which is the way they changed the summon bear spell is interesting, and I want to check it out. We started with that, and then we're like, no, we're doing this now. It's a little crowded. Are we? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I love 9. 9's one of my favorites. I can get an S here as well, but I don't really want to take any more spells. I'm gonna be like a hyper greedy little goblin and reroll and hope we still get an S. This is why I'll never have anything. Stop hoarding! I want to go to Disintegrator first. I don't even need this part. I did it again. Oh, baby. Shared pain with everybody? You play it every year in the winter? Nice. Parasite Eve is one of my winter playthroughs, because that takes place like Christmas and New Year's. And I have a lot of nostalgia for it. The fact that it takes place in New York obviously also kind of contributes a little bit to the nostalgia. What got upgraded? Disruption bolts. That is so nice for us. I mean, if you also streamed all the time and had to play a million other games too, you would be slower as well. I wonder. Wish we could change the cooldown on it. That'd be great. Radius, minion health, minion damage. We definitely want more casts. Death Stranding's not a game for everybody, but I really like it. Do you think we'll ever finish it? I don't know. I hope to get back to it, maybe. I'll have to really dwell on it, I think. Yeah, the good dogs are going good. Alright, I want my disintegrator because sorcery spells and equipment. That means disintegrator will proc off of the furnace will proc off of the disintegrator damage. Making a strand type game, I know you refer to it as a strand type game, and that's fair and accurate. But I think of that also as kind of like the Dark Souls experience of like asynchronous multiplayer. I love asynchronous multiplayer. What's your pitch on Final Fantasy XVII's story? What's funny is I think 16 at its core had the right idea, which is Final Fantasy has this long storied history of the elemental crystals and the effect they have on the worlds. Like, it's played a major role in multiple of the game's stories. And like, that's what 16 did. They just did it in the most dire and like sad way possible. Chad Bros on a road trip. But the gameplay, I like story-wise, my favorites, I love tactics, I love 7, I love 6, 4 is really good, 9, I really like 9, but I think story-wise, you can do whatever you want. Like, I like that 7 was a direct response to, like, environmental issues that were going on at the time. Tactics, famously, was someone's displeasure with how capitalism has destroyed everything they love, and they felt like they couldn't advance in their position in their job because of nepotism. Tactics is my favorite. So, like, do that, you know, take real world issues, let someone that has a passionate voice write the story. But just make sure that it has the whimsy and the funny moments. Like, dip into the fact that Moogles are silly and they've been a prominent part of the game forever. Like, play with your toys. Like, Final Fantasy as a franchise has so many fun toys that you should be playing with. And you could tell a dark, serious, grounded story with all of that. Like, 16, I feel like it forgot that fact. Like, it loved Game of Thrones too much. The writer has said they wrote it the way they wrote it because of it. They watched Game of Thrones. Yeah, Moogles are silly, but sometimes they have guns. We should try and game the system here. You fizzled out of it rapidly? Yeah, like I started it and I was like, this is great. I really like Sid. And then like hard cut to Sid's not in the story anymore. And this side quest was about how a man fed children to a bunch of wolves in the woods. I think I'm done. What's a Moogle? It's a Moogle, Koopo. Dual burst, obviously. Like, if we're getting free upgrades, we want to try and grab as many as we can. Koopo? Oh, sorry. I auto-corrected 15 to 16 in my mind. 15 is the road trip game. I haven't played that one. I kind of want to play it, but I watched Tom play it. I watched Tom play parts of it, I should say. So it hasn't been on super high on my list, but the bro road trip is kind of funny to me. I like it. Blink got Aether Swap. SS, throw all the other letters in there. Furnace of Sorcery right here. Yeah, I think 15 I could have fun with. But for me, like, it wasn't so much any of the individual stories of the games that made me not like a Final Fantasy, for instance. It's always been the tone or the characters. Like, you need to have likable characters, and you need to hit the right tone of, like, telling a somewhat serious story in a fantasy setting that knows how to have fun with itself. I'm gonna be a lame, grumpy old person, and I will say my preferences for Final Fantasy skew on the older side. Like, I like 9, 7, 6, 4, Tactics. Like, those are my favorites. And then I didn't love 10. I never played 11. I never finished 12, but I hear the re-release of 12 is really good, and I should go back and play that version of 12. I played through 13, and I couldn't tell you a salient detail of it. I finished it. If you were to quiz me on it, I would tell you that Setzer has a cute Kokobo pet. I don't remember anything else. That game, it's a fever dream to me. I don't remember it. Didn't play 13.2, didn't play 13.3, didn't play 14, didn't play 15, didn't like 16 very much. And now we're all caught up. Yeah, 13, the problem for me with 13 is every time a character talks, it made me think I had a stroke. There are so many proper nouns in 13, and that's gonna be a nice way to quicken up our process here. The average dialogue experience of 13 is The Eidolons have done a floopter. That floopter is gonna cause all of the blip bloops to glim-glam. And if we allow them to glim-glam, the Eidolon system's gonna fall apart. Mark my words. Lacille Seal, Eidolon. Like, there's just so many, like, they talk, and I'm like, I disassociate. They may have world built too hard. You can't let them glim-glam. You can't. It would be horrendous if they glim-glammed. If I let these guys have their way, it's gonna be real bad for me. I enjoyed playing 13. It's just every time people talked, I felt like I was having a stroke. Like, I don't even list it as one of the ones I don't like or anything. It's just... I remember distinctly, like... I needed to ask questions. Like, I would be like, Tom, please explain what the hell's going on in 13. And Tom would, like, try to explain. Because if you stop paying attention for one goddamn second, and you forget what one of their terms means, it's all alien. Like, God save you if you were tired when you played it. Yeah, I don't remember liking Snow very much. You like the MMO 14 or 11? There's two of them. Listen, if we're going to go back and replay a Final Fantasy, not even replay, if we're gonna go back and play a Final Fantasy, my pitch is, let's not... Let's not even play 13. We'll go straight to 13-2. Play a sequel and see who can keep up. What's funny, Krath? What's funny? So Square Enix has, the last time I checked, when I was writing my script for my Final Fantasy Tactics video, they have 3 branches. They have, like, the A team, and they do, you know, mainline Final Fantasies. They have the B team, that largely does remakes, and they have the C team. And the C team's job is to, like, be the experimental branch, and those are the ones that made Octopath Traveler. Like all of their, like, so Octopath Traveler, Bravely Defaults, like all of those games. And people complain about the new Final Fantasy games, including their investors, who, like, are always calling them failures because these games cost billions of dollars to make, and unless everyone on Earth buys a copy, they're not making enough money. A lot of that is in sarcasm fonts right there, because, like, enough money, failure, like, the investors didn't get 3 times their investment, it's a failure, that kind of stuff. Whereas the C Team's games, Bravely Defaults, the Octopath Travelers, those are the games that are done in a classic pixel art style, are mechanically dense, and are arguably beautiful. Like, they are gorgeous games. I really like how Octopath Traveler looks, and I love how Bravely Default looks. And for me, it's like, just take the C Team and move them to the A Team. Let them make the next mainline Final Fantasy. Yeah, too expensive to make is the major problem that people are running into in the AAA video game space, and in, like, the... We bought an IP to make a movie out of, but we didn't really care very much, so we just said, whatever. i.e. the new Star Wars experience. Again, like, I find it funny, Edu, it's like you're saying, like, they depart from Final Fantasy. But like mechanically, they're more like the Final Fantasy that I know than any other games. I would love to watch that team make the next Final Fantasy. Let Final Fantasy 17 be like a huge departure from what we've been getting recently. Go back to like your roots, explore that. I just mean in a Final Fantasy style. Yeah, yeah. Oh, baby, we hit Furnace of Sorcery? That's nice. Give me fucking turn-based combat again. I find it funny that Square Enix has a mainline franchise called Final Fantasy. And the games they like experimenting with the most are Final Fantasy. Like, they can release 1 million games in a year and they can all do something different. But like, people like Final Fantasy because it's a JRPG, and like they try and make it as less like, they try to make it as far from a JRPG as they can mechanically, and I don't understand. Radius would be good. I'm into it. We've gotten into a topic I am passionate about, so we're slowing down. I'm sorry. It's branding, man. Yeah, it is. People want to buy the thing that has a name they know. Or at least, I take that back. Executives and people on the board of investors want to sell products with names that people recognize. Like, I've said this before, but one of the movies that makes me the most angry is World War Z, because they bought the rights to a book that was a bestseller and was popular, so it had a name that people recognize. And then they had a script that had nothing to do with the book, and they put the name on it. And it's like, this would have been a fine zombie movie. You could have called it anything you fucking want. Why did you insist on not adapting the book? Like, what's the point? You could have just sold it as Brad Pitt is in a zombie movie, and it would have made money because Brad Pitt is in a zombie movie. Like, it's, you're done. Ooh, come on. Why? Like, now I'll never have a good version of one of my favorite books. And that makes me sad. The point's to trick you into spending your money. In 30 years, we're going to see a Final Fantasy VII Remake demake where they add the old style combat back into the game. Like, I'm a sicko, like a weirdo. So, like, I like that. And spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's secretly a sequel. Like, it's a remake masquerading. Weird dude. You're secretly masquerading this game around as a remake, but it's actually like a sequel and the story's different. And that made a lot of people mad. Like, that was great. I love that. Like, I love being tricked and surprised in that way. More of that in my life, I guess. A lot of T's, a lot of S's. A lot of T's and S's we want. There's my S. Products with names people recognize as built-in audience. Yep. They're so risk-averse we get The Witcher, Halo, World War Z. Some arcane stuff would be good too. Let's collect some A's. Looks scary. Actually, not that bad. And I have enough spell points that I think... Fire Emblem, yes. The last one I played was, the one that was on the Switch. The first one on the Switch. I haven't played any of the ones that came after that. But I have played a bunch of the ones from before that. I like Fire Emblem. This is why we need to be thankful for the indie scene. We get some good video games and we get some good movies in the indie scene, where companies are small. They do not have a bunch of people that just want to absorb money off of their efforts, and they have people with creative vision that just want to see their creative vision come to life. Oh, those animated armors are real bad for me, but they're gone now. Yeah, the DS ones are good. All right, I think we got a good system here. I think the engine's online. Whole screen blew up. There's my S. A second cast would be really nice. It's also arcane. Alright, I'm not gonna re-roll. Even though my brain's like, just re-roll. Yep. I appreciated Miyazaki recently. Someone like one of the investors was talking about they need to make more safe sequels, and Miyazaki's like, no. No, we don't. Move some dogs around. Like Elden Ring Night Rain. Not a safe sequel, right? It is a spin-off that is weird and actively designed in a way that if you liked Elden Ring, there's a good chance you wouldn't like Night Rain, because it plays like a bizarro version of it. Like, Elden Ring is a game about open world exploration and taking your time, and then Night Rain shows up and it's like, you have 45 minutes to win this game, otherwise you die. And it's my... I love Night Rain. Night Rain's my favorite. Yeah, what about Call of Duty number 547? Like, I want more of that. Like, just let the people in the FromSoft company cut their teeth making weird shit. I want weird shit. It's a mindset that rewards the lowest common denominator. We've had a small renaissance in... That's a weird word to use here, but like... A weird golden age we've entered, right? Where that mindset of like cater to the lowest common denominator because you're going to make the most amount of money has had diminishing returns recently for large companies. Like Disney put out a Star Wars movie that was beaten at the box office by Obsession and The Backrooms. Two movies made by unknowns in the horror genre, no less. One of them is just a dude who made YouTube videos. They're both made by dudes who just made YouTube videos, and they both beat a Star Wars movie at the box office. So, like, just pumping out generic garbage that has a recognizable IP on it has not been performing as expected recently, which is pretty nice. There's a Star Wars movie. There's The Mandalorian and Grogu is in theaters right now. I like The Backrooms. I rather enjoyed that one. Like, I don't like harping on about, like, yeah, I'm glad it failed. This is more of a, like, this bodes well for, like, smaller production companies like A24, Blumhouse, like, studios that understand that you don't need billions of dollars to make a good movie. So it bodes well for, like, more creatively viable and exciting movies. Like, it's a little sad that people worked hard to make a Star Wars movie and people didn't go to see it. But at the same time, there's an aspect of, like, if this fails, it means they may learn a lesson. I like to see these giant-ass companies make some good stuff. Like, as long as I get to watch a good movie, I'm happy. But that requires them to make a good movie, right? Like, they need to make the good ones. Yeah, like, I know people that have been in this very chat that went to see The Mandalorian Grogu, and they enjoyed it. And I'm glad they enjoyed it. But I am a horror movie person, and the fact that indie horror movies have been breaking the box office is awesome. Like, it's been weird. It's been weird. Like, the Terrifier 3 is like a movie that if you took me back in time and you're like, hey, this movie is going to A, get a wide release in movie theaters, and B, will be #1 at the box office for like 3 weeks, I would have called you a fucking liar. I would have said, get out of my house. How'd you get in here? I'm calling the police. And you're a liar. And yet, Terrifier 3 did well, had a wide release. Like, that makes no sense. Like, we're in the backwards times. Yeah, Markiplier with Iron Lung. Disney will never learn a lesson. You would think they would have learned the lesson that they bought a very expensive IP and they didn't have a plan. Like, their Marvel machine only worked because they had a plan. It's really weird. Yeah, Jacksepticeye is producing the Bloodborne movie, which I don't know anything about Jacksepticeye, but I know he likes Bloodborne. That part I understand. Yeah, Disney's gonna start buying YouTuber. That's what we can expect to see the lesson be here. My hope is that a Bloodborne movie makes enough buzz that Sony will go, oh yeah, maybe we should, you know, release this on the fucking PC with a 60 frames per second patch in it. Get that Disney money. Disney, if you want to buy me for $1 million, I'm all ears. Let's do it. I'll save your flagging company, Disney. I'll save you. You can count on me, Disney. I'll turn this ship right around. Step 1, the people that keep on saying you should make 3D CGI / live action remakes of your classic animated films, we're gonna gather them all up and we're gonna put them in a submarine. And we're gonna let them go down to look at the Titanic. We're gonna let the company that did Submersible Gate or whatever it was, they'll handle it. We'll put them in charge. Yeah, Ash, that's what we're gonna do, all right? We're gonna turn this boat around. We've been remaking classic animated movies as live action / CGI animated. We're instead gonna take their live action movies and we're gonna make animated versions of those. So Pirates of the Caribbean's coming back, baby, as an animated movie. It's gonna make $1 bajillion. Sony won't spend money on a PC port for a game. I mean, they've already spent a lot of money on PC ports for games. The idea is if they're making a movie, and that movie makes money, they're gonna want to continue to make money off of that IP. And that's when we'll get some goddamn Bloodborne news. That's how it works. But they're rolling back the decision. They've rolled back decisions and then rolled back the rollbacks and then rolled back the rollbacks of the rollbacks. Companies, large companies, have no scruples whatsoever. Like, decisions they make mean nothing. All they care about is money. And if Bloodborne as a movie makes money, they will do whatever makes them more money. That's the only constant we can have in this world. That is the one truth. That's... Did I come? Oh, I came here for this. What about emus? Emus. I do want to try and get that set up, especially now that I have a slightly better computer than before. I think we could make it happen. If anyone has the deets on that, reach out to me in Discord. Let's make magic happen. Man, that was pretty instantaneous, huh? Alright, where are we at? Upgrades. Fully upgraded. Has one more left to go. Why? The one spell I'm like, I don't really think I want this one, is the one where the game's like, all the upgrades. All of them. Spread my children out. I should try and teleport down here and get my boys. Wait, did we end up with the... No, we don't have the one that puts them far away. Why are they all on the outside edge of the floor? Yeah, I've heard that the emulated setup is pretty good for Bloodborne these days. I just need, like, I need all the details. So if someone's done the research and you got it written down for me, please let me know. If you want to see me play Bloodborne on PC with mods, you find me that information. We could even coordinate a little bit with, like, folks like Alias I know would love to try it out. What the dog doing? And it looked good. I mean, Bloodborne is one of the best goddamn looking games of all time, either way. Sir. He's very resistant to the damage types we're doing here. Boop, boop. There we go. Shrine of Knowledge. My eyes! Crackle Void make a lot of sense here. Like, where we largely want to worry about sorcery, because our Furnace of Sorcery is fully upgraded, but Star Blaster would add more sorcery. We should definitely put that on the list. And for sorcery damage dealt, that's pretty good to put on the list too. And every once in a while, we'll just check and see what we can afford with all the A's we have collected. Let's get 2 S's first. Oh, look at the big old moth. Remember when this was called Mothman? Pepperidge Farm remembers. We just put the furnaces out there and just watch the chaos happen, basically. Boop-a-doop boop. One more S. There it is. No one saw this coming, but it turns out starting with a heavily upgraded powerful spell is actually really strong. I don't know why people didn't think of this before. Petrified. First I was afraid. I was blink. Is that the radius of our... Good lord, I really buffed that radius. And I haven't even finished the geometer staff yet. Mother of God. And I have spreading flame. Oh, hold on now. Let me just pop this down. Let me just cast this once. I mean, Blood Bullet's in a position where I can mess this man up, huh? You're weak to holy damage, are ya? Ooh, more flame burst. Get blood bulleted. All right. Yeah. This is gonna be a very pretty run, isn't it? H A S S. And obviously we're going to want to grab that spell. Heavenly Blast. I'm actually going to grab the lower cost 2. That way, every time the Book of Chaos hits it, we're guaranteed we're getting good value. It still has to do 2 on our Disperse. But that's alright. Just, you know, limit the pool. Hoping to get that UT component. Alas. I need D's, I's, S's, E's. No I's at all, huh? Whatever. My furnace! You bastard! Pretty sure I figured out what upgrade I got. Yep, far sending. Lock him down. Don't let him do anything. In the corner with you. Burp, burp, burp. There's a couple of T's for me. Flame Burst is fire, sorcery, holy. I think I want to improve the damage on Flame Burst. What would get me the most damage for Flame Burst? It's a sorcery, it is fire, and it is holy. So first off, this will give me a flat 7 damage. That's not very exciting. Flat 6 damage. Only 6 damage there. 33% damage? Oh, we already have that one. Seven damage, 6 damage. Huh. No holy staff, is there? At least not that does, like, damage scaling. Huh. Alright. I think I'm going for those 2 T's. Just for that radius, baby. This floor really sucks. I don't think I want to do this. But I will. Mostly because I could do this. Yeah, the engine's online. A. It does have the tag. There we go. So my disperse radius is huge. My flame burst radius is, of course, the whole map. I don't think we're going to be finishing Source Winter, though. Let's ditch it in favor of just making more of what we already have happen. Yeah, Ophon would be bad. Wow, my choices are Gaia or Ophon or Gaia. Gaia is a bummer to fight, but it won't be that bad because we have shield burn. How much health does Winterbringer normally have in Rift Wizard 3? Uh, 2,676. I'm pretty sure this is the exact copy of the 3x3 boss, Winterbringer. Yeah, but what about Ophon or Gaia? And the craftable stuff on this floor would get me, what? End tags. 10,000 health on him? That's a big boy. %25 more damage. I mean, Flame Burst is nice. Having it do more damage is just good for us. All right. All right, that's pretty funny. We already have Immolating Blast, though. We don't need the Purifier. Minion damage, that's not a bad idea. Unfortunately, not much we could do there. Wait, need boosts, Yeah, so we can get our fire minion damage would be really nice because of our Dogs. How much are they doing? 6. So 25%, not the biggest. This is like 100%, so this would be the best one for our Dogs. Ice and Holy Ice Collar, Conjuration Staff ×2, Dragon Staff I-10-2. Sounds like a nice one. I'm a little sad. I did a dragon run that no one will ever be able to do because it was so strong. The item that made it happen was nerfed. I'm sorry, everybody. That's on me. That's on me. This is just using C's, and this is using F's. I could take both. I'm sorry. FF. RR. Throw a BU in there and a B. Make a bunch of rocks, see if I care. The disintegrate damage is just insane. Mother of God. I'm just gonna surround him with stuff. Heavenly Blast! My God! 13,000 damage. I'm just gonna set up over here. Oh, the goddamn furnace. Oh, let me really bury you. Oh. I'm dying. Whew. Just remove Mordred. Just get rid of him. 54 Heavenly Blasts. So, we wanted to do a bear run, but then the game said, what if we gave you a very well upgraded Furnace of Sorcery? And thus the pivot into a very nice Furnace of Sorcery run with machine gun doggos. That was a nice, that's like a classic Rift Wizard run right there. I like eyeball shooting doggies. We've had this run in 2, as always. With 3, it's even better. All right, BRB a moment. I need to refill my water bottle, and also just like clear out my nose and mouth, and just flush my face real fast. BRB.